Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Dignity. How are you doing? In honor of Mother Wing, this is going to be my Love and Marriage Huntsville episode recap, season 7B, episode 11, Nellraiser. Well, the episode opens up. Well, let's get right on into it. No need to hesitate. Let's get on down. So, the episode opens up with Nell being super defiant and not wanting to go to therapy. Nell is acting just like the stereotype said. Black folks don't want to go to therapy. We just gonna take it to the law. Take it to the law and prayer. So many people have taken it to the law and prayer and ended up committing it. Now, I don't think Nell is depressed. Nell is angry. And she needs to go to therapy for that rising temper of hers. Now, and she's very passive aggressive. Because all these things these grown-ass children have been doing to her have been happening over the years. And I heard Chris talking about how things had been transpiring between the kids and them. And it's like, no, it's not been a typical to my grown children long. 75 here, and I mean 100. 10,000 there, 5,000 here, 5,000 there. Those are big amounts of money. And I do agree with them, but those purse strings should have been cut off a long time ago. Now you're at the point of therapy, and you only think the kids should go. No, ma'am. When Chris suggested group therapy, that meant you too, sis. I'm not going. I don't need therapy. I just need my money back. Yeah, but you need ways of handling how to say no without feeling guilty. Moving right along. In the next scene, we meet Marquez. And Marquez is a man who once worked for Marceau at Monaco. Yeah, everybody down to the Huntsville has worked at Monaco. Now, I haven't been to a Monaco theater since forever. I want to say they had one in Jackson when I was staying there, and they had really good popcorn. So, well, popcorn is important. So I'm assuming that Marceau made popcorn. Just joking. My understanding, he was a manager, and he kept the girls alleged. According to Motel Hotel, he would invite the girls to the back for the party, the young girls. But I ain't want to gossip. You didn't hear it from me. Hotel said. Anyway, Marquez goes in there. He said, let me get an old fashioned. No, man. I don't do them girly drinks. You can have something neat or on the rocks or straight. So he gets him a little drink or whatever. Baby, and let me just tell you something. I went to Dallas and I thought I was being fancy. Deion Sanders Club, by the way, back in the day. And I thought I was being fancy. And this guy, he was sending me drinks over. And he said, what would you like to drink? And it was the song called Cavazier was out back then. So I said Cavazier. Straight up. Have mercy. That drink almost burnt my soul out of my neck. After that, I learned to, when a guy sent me a drink, I learned to say, Amaretto sour. Apple martini. Pina colada. Something mixed. Because straight liquor ain't for me. And then brown liquor gets you there quicker. So, no more. Just a quick side note. But anyway, he gets his little drink and he decides he's going to talk about, because he asked Marcel asked him, was he still married? No, of course I'm still married, man. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I just left my family. And my family, when I left, they had the good nerve to go over there and get somebody else to play daddy and somebody else to play husband. All this big muscle bound dude has done is take my place. All I did was move down the street and then I moved to Atlanta. What's wrong with that? They were supposed to stay in Huntsville and wait till I got back. But they moved on with their lives. Now, wasn't that just inconsiderate and stupid of them? And Marcel said, well, man, I'm going to tell you like this. When you left your family, what did you expect them to do? It was very kind of them or kin to take up where you left off. And what you should be doing, instead of calling him muscle bound dude, is thanking him for being there for your daughter. No. I don't need that. My daughter had the little nerve to come up to me and tell me that she loved Ken. And Ken was a good father to her. Not on my watch. How dare he come in and be nice to my kids and be my wife's boyfriend. Now, Marquez, I'm talking to you. If you ever see one of my videos, did your freckle face ass go to Atlanta and remain faithful? You telling me you don't have a girlfriend? You may have had a series of girlfriends, but I don't think you've been faithful all this time. Come on now, Marquez. You probably was back there in the Monaco room with Marceau. Even though Marceau is handing out husbandly advice. If that ain't the pot calling the kettle black. Do y'all remember when Marceau said, I'm the provider, and those are Tisha's kids? And don't think I'm going to forget when he almost milled that poor child, put a can in front of it, when he offered the child peanut butter. Yeah, I'm going to keep on bringing it up. However, I will give Mr. Top Royalty his credit here. He offered him the best advice from one deadbeat to the other. And just because you in the house providing, that don't mean you're not a deadbeat. Because a man who is a father to his children give them the time. My daddy had 2 girls. And prior to that, his brother had only boys. So, in many ways, he raised us like little boys. But that was him still putting in time with us. He showed us things like, and I know I've talked about this before, he showed us things like how to change tires. You're not going to always have a man around. He showed us how to mow the lawn. You're not going to always have a man around. He showed us, he built cabinets on the side for a living. He showed us how to put the doors on the cabinets, how to put the pulls on the cabinets, how to actually put the hinges. Child. When I look back on it now, it's funny, but it was still putting, every Saturday like clockwork, we were doing something that was considered boys' work or man's work. Wash the car. Come on, girls, help me wash the car. And he did things that were considered woman's work. Like I said, he used to do all the laundry. And all me and my sister had to do was fold. And on Saturdays and Sundays, my mama cooked. But other than cooking, her feet were up. Yes. Yes, it was. So, Marceau, you don't put in the time with your children. So like I said, one deadbeat to the other, giving the other one advice. Hopefully Marquez took your advice. Ooh, that is one ignorant. Ooh, let me stop. Move right along. Ooh, baby. That Marquez, he about, who did I call Motel Hotel Jr.? I called Moses Motel Hotel Jr. Well, we're going to call Marquez Motel Hotel the Third. Now, Marsauer, missing top row. Marshall, Marsh is due another cussing out from Melody Cherie Rogers. Comparing Marquez ignorant ass to Melody, that is a deep, deep, deep cut in throat. What the hell? No, you are the Marquez. What does, I would like to ask Mr. Top Rope, what is the similarities between Marquez and Mel? She divorced Motel Hotel's ass when she left. When God said go, and she went, she divorced his ass. Now, what in the hell does Marquez have in common with Melody? Oh, baby. When I tell you that Carlos King has let these motherfuckers run amok and get led astray and land on Plymouth Rock on Melody, and then he pacified her at the beginning of the season by coming on the show when he knew that she was going to be under attack for the remainder of the season. Move right along. In the next scene, we have Melody and Nell. And Melody is giving Miss Nell the advice this time. Well, Melody, you know my kids are telling me, insulting me, and telling me that I put 20 on 10 and I have a bad attitude and I'm always yelling at them. Melody, well, friend, it's like this. You know, sometimes you do take it to 100 and, you know, raise your voice at them. Well, you know, they have enough there to suggest that I go to therapy. Therapy? Miss Nail, I love you, you know that, right? I'm just letting you know that that may not always be a bad thing to go to therapy. Weren't we happy to see Mel? Even though we had that little short microcosm of a scene, we were happy to see her. And trust me, when Mel was on the scene with a gangster lean, she put on her good clothes. Nell was over there sweating. She couldn't get that lemonade down fast enough. The wig had sweated out. Nell was in a bad way when she went to see Melody. But they say they have to climb a hill when they want to go see Melody. So it probably was the hill climbing and the frustration. And then she was like, well, I guess I could go. And then Melody was like, yeah, friend. Therapy is right next to Jesus. Sometimes you need Jesus and therapy. And both of them work hand in hand. And just know that that's why the kids sometimes think that Chris is not the bad guy. Miss Nell, because you often, you know, how you can take things the wrong way and end up yelling at the kids. So we're going to try to take a different approach. Isn't that right, Miss Nell? Oh, okay, Mel. You know I love you, right? So, in the interview, so I'm going to be going back and forth between Chris and the interview. In the interview, Chris said that Nell does a lot of yelling. And he is the calmer of the two. And sometimes, being married 30 years, I know that Chris knows that that's their balance, right? And that's their norm. But their children are adults and they're looking at it like, my mama's still yelling at me like I live here and I'm 5 years old. Well, Nell feels like she has the right to yell at you guys because, hell, y'all stay in her pockets. So, yeah, you can't be grown and doing childlike things. I'm just saying. Kiki, I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people think that there's no blood relation between Nell and Kiki. I thought that Nell said that that was her sister's child. And she was not able to raise her, so she took her in. I might have made a mistake in hearing that because, everybody that I'm seeing, all the other content creators are acting as if Kiki has no relation to them. But I thought that Nell was her aunt. Moving right along. So here comes the group therapy with the Fletchers. And my hope, like Chris, because Chris said that Lexi is pregnant. My hope is that Lexi comes to her father earnestly, because Lexi should have been at this family meeting. That way she could have ironed out some things between she and Nell, because finally Nell decided to go to group therapy. The main one who needed it and didn't think she did decided to go. I don't understand why she felt insulted. But like I said, like Mel said, maybe it's just generational, Miss Nell. Yes, of course. But my mama wasn't like that. My mama took care of her mental health, baby. She's like, shit, I need a psychiatrist. I'm going. I'm like, you better go, Mom. Your daughter didn't major in psychology for nothing. And I could tell when about a depression was coming on my mother. And when she felt like she had a bout of depression, going through becoming a widow, and then getting diagnosed with cancer, and ultimately passing from cancer, of course, she had emotions that made her cry sometimes. Oh, that's terrible. But yeah. She went through things and emotions that made her cry sometimes, literally. And it was things that I, as her daughter, was too close to the situation. I would give her advice, and it was free. But it wasn't anything like going to speak to someone like Mr. Dr. Francis. Boy, too bad we don't have a Dr. Francis around. Here, baby, I'll be wearing the shit out of Dr. Francis. And that's no lie. Trying to get ways to cope being a elderly mother and raising my two badass daughters. And so Nell is telling Chris, you don't support me. You don't have my back. Yeah, maybe in a way he does. Like I said, he's your comp. Sort of like Inside Out. You that little red character, Anger. And he's joyful. And Chris is like, we say the same thing. You just say it way harsher than I do. Dr. Francis is on the set. Hey, Dr. Francis! I sure did miss you. Man, when I tell y'all I love me some Dr. Francis, and baby, when he and Tiffany were going back and forth, I wanted to jump through TV. Dr. Francis didn't do no wrong in my eyes. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So the main one who didn't need a therapy goes first. Oh, the children take their side. Take Chris's side. Chris takes the children's side. Nobody listens to me. No, because you're yelling, girl. Nobody want to hear that. Dr. Francis says, I see some things that we need to work out. And I think that we can. And because we don't want to destroy this family. Because family is, the root of society. You better tell them, Dr. Francis. They don't understand you. We have a fractured family here. There's a lot of pain here, and we don't need it. Come on, Dr. Francis. Baby, baby, if I could be one of his colleagues. Your mom is saying, I'm setting boundaries. Are they realistic? And the kids say, yeah. But like I said, they don't want to hear that mouth. So Lance goes first, and he says, well, when when I have a problem, I go to Dad, he listens. And even though they mutually agree on things, Mom doesn't listen. And Neil said, well, excuse me, Dr. Francis, no disrespect, but I'm just going to tell you, I already been on told ass. Oh, that damn. You know what I noticed? And maybe Dr. Francis didn't notice this. A lot of this, in some ways, Nell is jealous of Chris. Because while the kids are talking, telling her about herself, she was, well, tell him then next time. Next time you want some money. Let him pay out your shit for you. So here's where the mutuality is broken. Because Chris may listen, but Chris don't open that purse. He cut him off at the head when it comes to that wife. But Nell, she fuss him out and then goes to the purse. Neither one of them are resolving the other's issue. The main thing is here, you have to negotiate better and speak to them better and cut them off financially. And Chris has to talk to you about your yelling, of course, but at the same time, Chris needs to come to you and say, look, baby, let's get on one accord with these grown-ass kids. So Dr. Francis said, well, I've been married also for quite a while, and me and my wife, we have 3 grown kids. And the thing about it is, when my 3 grown kids try to play us one against the other, they never get away with it. You know why? Because Mom and I talk. Bingo! Hello? Nell? Talk to Chris before you open your purse. Chris, talk to Nell before you say, I'm going to listen. Because even grown children will manipulate your ass. Shout out to my nephew. So Dr. Francis then says, well, since me and my wife communicate, there's no need for them to go to one over the other. And then they'll take it the wrong way. Take it to 10. That's it. Well, just ignore my ass and go to him for everything. And then Lance's like, Mama, did you miss what Dr. I heard everything he said. He said go to Chris. No, he said communicate. When I tell you that Nell look foxy in that blue, off topic. And so Kayla speaks and she says, well, when Mom yells at us, I feel dead inside. I want to shut down. I don't want to communicate anymore. And then that friend said, well, are you hearing her? And then Nell says yes, but in confessional, Nell is just defiant as she is, just as defiant as she is, sitting on that couch. One ear, in one ear and out the other, for sure. I'm going to tell you why. Because Nell thinks she's right. All the damn time. So Chris tells her, this tough love thing it doesn't always work. No, it doesn't. Like I said, everything has to have a balance. So Dr. Francis is it says your mother mix. She's a very delicate person on the inside. So show her the love and the power that she shows you. And then she goes around the room. She picks Lamh first. You my ride or die. We started out and it was just me and you against the world. Yeah, your first baby. That was so cute. That's how you supposed to talk to him, Nell. You know, even though he's grown and has his own family. Now sis, even though I hear you, sometimes I just don't want to. And she tells Kayla, Mom hears you too, Kayla. When you get off the phone and you don't say anything back, I just want you to know I hear you too and I love you. And she says, I love you too, Mama. Baby, when I tell you that baby Chris and Kayla look just alike, they don't look anything like their parents. I don't see Chris and Nell in any of them. But I do see Chris and Lex. Just saying. And with baby Chris, she really has to be delicate with him because he has thought about exercise. I think that baby Chris, and this is what I see in a lot of children that grow up with privilege. The streets call them, and even though my nephew didn't grow up with privilege, he grew up very middle class, very, sheltered from the world. And kids like that they have to prove something. I can be the best at, smoking ganja. I can be the best at stealing cars or stealing my mom's car and going for joyrides. That's the type of path he went on instead of going down the same path that the two parents that raised him went to college, went to the military, worked a good 9-to-5 job, both of his parents, especially his dad. Dad in the home, 2-parent household, just like Chris. But no, I got to show these damn hood niggas that I can be one too. But that gets you nowhere but in jail, just like baby Chris. You know how many times baby Chris been arrested? Just with this show airing, I've seen him arrested twice. You remember the whole beginning of the show about the dog? And then Lexi say, well, you didn't tell me that Chris was arrested, and then everything get popped off again. And she said, shut up, Lexi. And Lexi can't take it. She don't want Nell to tell her what to do. Yeah, right there. She tells him she's going to be there for him and that she loves him too. With that, I know it is hard now because, baby, when I tell you that my sister is in her early 50s, still dealing with my nephew's mess, and she can't let it go. I often call her Gator Mama, Ruby D from Jungle Fever, and I call him Gator. That's their relationship. And I can see the same thing happening with baby Chris and Nell. So Dr. Francis in his session, he gives everyone a big hug. And the next thing we have Marquise. Why do I keep calling him Marquise? Well, my sister's nephew is named Marquise. But we have Marquise and Tight Lips. That Tight Lip Trisha. Hello, and then she whispers when she talks. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's get to Marquez's childish ass. So I invited my husband here so we could have a conversation. So we won't be shouting. It's hard to do with us, not having tears. Right, because he's an asshole, babe. His thing is, I don't get it. The same thing he was telling Marceau. I mean, nothing you say makes sense. You wanted to be at the daddy-daughter dance, but you're not there. You live in Atlanta. Then you say that this man had been wanting her. She's going to the gym more often. That's because you were not there for her. You were not there for her when her parents died, when her sister died. I mean, what do you think she was supposed to do? Another man gave her the attention that you didn't. Simple as that. At the gym. Like Martell. Martell says. The gym, they said, Martell, the gym was closed during the pandemic. And then Martell said, not my gym. No, your gym was Ariana's legs. Yes, of course they were open. Y'all made a baby. So I call and confront Mr. Muscles, and Mr. Muscles tell me, check your bitch. I think he was lying. It's not one piece of me that believes that he told him that. Now, he might have said, check your girl, because that's what he told Marceau. But notice he hypes it up just a little bit more when he's talking to Trisha. Type my Tish. So anyway, he is bugged by definitely Ken stepping up to the plate. I cannot understand why would anybody be bothered by that. It's actually ridiculous. This man is an idiot. Yeah, he's an idiot. Yep. My final consensus. Oh, by the way, he tells Marceau that he apologized to Marceau because he almost went upside Ken's head down to the black. Well, maybe he knows karate or crazy, because I don't think he could whoop Ken man to man. I'm just saying. Now, even though I have been hard on Tish, time out Tish, I understand where she's coming from, because I dealt with the passing of my mom and my children's dad alone. Yes, I had my sister, but she was going through her own grief over my mom. And for me, not being close to his family, the only thing I had was my kids. And one of my kids sitting here looking exactly like him. So when I tell you it is rough, and she was talking about how she was going to work, trying to do day to day, trying to move past it, and still dealing with her grief. Yeah, I'm with her on that now. And then to have your husband, your spouse, leave you at that time, no excuse. She told him, you drained me. And he said, I know I wasn't there for you. I messed up. Negro, gone somewhere. Gone back there and let her and Ken be happy together, raising your children. Because that ain't what you want to do anyway. You don't want to be no daddy, and you don't want to be no husband. This deadbeat dad says his daughter almost stopped talking to him for 2 years. I can't say that we could blame Ken for that. And plus, that baby loves Ken because she knows she about to get a sister in the deal. And Ken is known for stepping up to the plate clearly because he's already done it. He has a stepdaughter that is not really even his stepdaughter that he helped raise. Ken's a good guy. Tight mouth. You better hold on to Ken. I'm just saying. And Dum Dum Diddy, he says he hates seeing Mr. Musclebound in the house. I don't think he hates seeing him in the house. He hates seeing him step up to the plate and doing what he should have done. It's not even about Ken. It's a certain amount of envy there. So he's mature enough to understand that he needs to have a talk with Ken. Let's see how that works out for you, buddy. So now it's time to get the divorce and talk about the divorce. And this nigga to say, the filing fee is like $400. You got half on that? She like, this fool is pissing me off. Yeah, pay half to get that monkey off your back, literally and figuratively. He is a 12-year-old in the head, and I don't even see how y'all got married. I know y'all got married when you were teenagers, but when did he ever show any signs of maturity? And he heads out, and that ends the episode. And with that, I am going to close. Please come in, and when you enter my house, just enter the house and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified. And share the video. Because what? Sharing is caring. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.